Ladies and gentlemen, before we start the video, I want to remind everybody content creator program is going on. We are well into season 12 with 3 active codes, which I'm sending out on a daily basis. So if you have not done so, guys, it's free to support. Click that support button, get yourself in, get yourself some free codes. And remember, sooner than later, we're going to have to renew for season 13 to continue giving you guys the brand new codes when they come out. So please, guys, remember to hit that support button. Remember, if you're not part of the Discord as well, join the Discord. I do giveaways every single season. My top number one, BW Panda 11, yet again, I will be getting $200, of course, and then everybody else from the top 100 will get a chance to win $150 Canadian, and then everybody else who's a supporter period gets a chance to win 100. I pay out every single season, so be there. Plus, guys, don't forget to be part of the Pokemon Rip and Ship content. Join that, check out the store, join my Discord as well for Pokemon. I run a second Discord on that, and you guys can get some crazy heat like this. Greg, congratulations, won himself a $450 card yesterday from buying in. Jay still won a $900 card, and then we also pulled another $900 card from my boy Zero. I want to say big shout out to these guys for winning these crazy cards, and if they get them graded, that's $4,000. We pull straight heat here, guys. It's absolutely crazy. So make sure you join and check it out. The prices are great, and the pulls are fun, and we had a first pack battle, so check it out. All right, let's get into some solo leveling and rise action, why I'm doing this video. All right, ladies and gents, so we are here again with SLA. So the reason why I'm making this video is very clear. Very clear. Now, some of you guys have been asking me to set up a free-to-play account guide for guild battle. So I'm going to show you guys what I did and what I ran. But before I even do that, I want to remind folks the actual guild boss does expire in the next 2 hours. Before it's weird. They did it way early. So if you have not done so already, make sure you click that button and get yourself into the guild war. Speaking of guilds, I want to say big shout out to Ragnarok right over here. We're looking for more active members who are hitting about 130 plus in terms of RCs. Make sure if you guys are hitting that you join. You guys can see I failed out a little bit today. I still got to try again, but you guys can see here the expiry does finish in 1 hour and 36 minutes. I'm going to show you guys right here, 1 hour and 36 minutes, guys. So jump in now. I'm doing this video now to remind everybody, get your guild bosses out of the way. It will expire early this season. I'm not sure what the reason behind it is, but I wanted to let everybody know. So first team that I use, guys, in terms of my guild boss, and I'm running a full-on support. Now, how do you run a support Sunjin move? Well, you do full greed here. You give everybody else full DPS access. Plus, of course, your supports will have their own support setup. Anna Hill will have greed as well. What is this called again? It's been so long since I used it. Viridescent. That's it. I was like, what's the name? And then for Sunjinu, you want to usually run a couple different things. So I'm running the Stormbringer and the Moon Shadow daggers. And the reason why it's Stormbringer, some of you guys may ask, the Stormbringer is better for wind, but in this case, because the Stormbringer does allow to give people, everybody on the team, additional damage taken on the boss, right? And you guys can see here, it does 10% total. So it's an extra 10% total of damage. And then if you go up to A3, the increase of Tempest Mark actually ends up being 20% more damage. So that alone is worthwhile. Of course, wind gets a better duration and more damage from it. But overall, this is a weapon as a support build that you always want to use. And then of course, Moon Shadow daggers when running dark will increase all dark damage overall for every single unit. So that is the team number one. The team number one is comprised of Minnie, Sung Il-hwan, and of course Isla. So if you guys can get these guys together and have them running full capacity, you guys will rock and roll. Now you guys can see my Sung Il-hwan's weapon is only A5. I'm going to get it to A10. That will increase the damage even further. And you guys can see here, my Lee Bora on team 2 only has an A0 weapon. This is a weapon you absolutely want to get to A5, but I'm hoping we get a better support. Now, I do have one other support here from Wind. That's right, it's Hansi Me. I don't have a very good support unit set up for them. I would have Harper here instead and Charlotte ideally, but I don't have them. Charlotte I do, but I don't feel like she's useful there. So I have Anna instead here for defense penetration purposes. It actually defense down. Sorry, not defense pen, defense down. Okay, so remember this boss does require a defense pen, so you want to stack as much defense pen on these units as you can. Ideally 35 to 40%. If you're free to play, it would be ideal. And remember, running full greed here is the best way to go. Now, in terms of skills, you want to go ahead and use this right here called Cold Ice. Whenever you're near the target, it'll do dot damage, but more importantly, it increases the damage dealt to the target by 7%. I only have Heroic. If you you have the higher version, you'll do way more damage. Ideally, you want to get this up to legendary and mythic to do more damage, guys, on the opponent. And then the second skill, of course, is going to be vacuum wave. So vacuum wave will increase the amount of damage you do to the opponent. And ideally, you want to get this to mythic as well, only by 15% right now, but more as you get it to the mythical section. Now, in regards to the other two things, of course, I'm running, you can run Thunderstorm, or you can run this right here, Surprise Attack, which will do more damage. Ideally, you want to do Surprise Attack. I just ran Thunderstorm for the sake of just trying it because I finally got it to mythic. And then over here, you want to do whatever you can to do more damage. So you can run this to get in front of the boss, or this for a little bit more damage as well. And in terms of Blessing Stones, I run, of course, Bloodlust here for defense down. Reawakening for spamming my skills as much as possible, Sharp Perception for a little bit more damage, and then of course you always run We Are One in order to give everybody some more damage here as well. If you were having mana issues, you can take Sharp Perception out and put on Demon Slayer. That will give you no mana problems there, but ideally run that, and of course make sure you have all of your appropriate cores in place. Now, in regards to stats, I know many of you guys have been asking me for my stats. So the stats when I run this specifically is usually all intellect and only 300 strength, so I got to switch that up, but that's ideally what you run as support. When it's the other way around, if you're running DPS version, you go all strength and then put at least 175 in the intellect, just to give yourself a little bit more cooldowns on your cooldown skills. All right, so that is essentially the first build, guys, for Guild Boss. I got 67. I can push 70. I know I can. I might have to try later, but I am taking my kids to school today, so that might not be an option. Now, Team 2, again, I am running, because I don't have the proper DPS setup, I am running the actual same setup here. The same skills are being run. Now, for this, I would recommend go DPS if you can instead. That way, you can actually run a full team, unless you're using Leonard. If you have Leonard here, then you go support. You go full support again, and the team ideally would be Leonard, Hatsime, Goto, and then you put Suyun, and here or you can do like water team with Cha, Sora, and Mei Lin as your secondary team. But you guys can see I don't have Leonard. If I had Leonard, this would be game over. He is an absolute monster when it comes down to damage. So ideally here, if you have Leonard, you run your support team. If you don't have Leonard and you have only water with a little bit of like setup here, and you have the appropriate skills, you can go DPS. Now with DPS setup, if you decide to go that way, you go Alon Orb with the actual scythe, the water scythe, and your setup will be 2 and 2 for Infamy and Curse, and then Expert here fully. And then over here you want to run take We Are One out, and then you can set up like Mana Rampage or Boss Slayer. Those are probably the two best options for that section. Everything else remains pretty much the same. And then the skills, in terms of skills, what you want to use is you continue using Cold Ice if you want, or Vacuum Wave, you can use that as well, but you switch this over to the kick move. Okay, so the flowing water kick is what you ideally want to go with there. This will do insane amount of damage with those two weapons, and this is going to be the best way to run your full DPS setup for Sun Jinwoo if you are running the wind or water setup. Again, this is only if you don't have Leonard, guys. If you have Leonard, continue running support. Support is going to be your best option to get the best score. You guys see my score is not greatest because I don't have a very good setup here, but I will be switching this out again and trying one more time, hopefully before this expires, to get myself to 130 plus. And remember, Ragnarok, guys, is looking for members who can do 130 to 140 plus. I am a complete free-to-play player, and many others are as well, but there are also very good pay-to-win players here who make the guild work. We usually hit about top 3, top 4 on this guild, and then of course Zaf and Payne's guild, who is top 4 in the world, is also looking for members, and other members of the other guilds on Payne's server, so my server, I keep saying third party, are also looking for members. So if you are looking for a new home, guys, join the Discord. It's always in the description. Remember, guys, Pokemon today, plus we're going to be doing a live stream for testing of the new weapons when they come out. That's going to be today at Reset. So if you have not done so, check out the new live stream. It's going to be doing Pokemon plus the new weapon release. So we're going to be doing all that today, guys, as well. All right, folks, thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Take care.